प्रवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम् उपदेष्टारमीश्वरम् व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्। Before we proceed with the verses, we need to know how we resolve this duality. We saw yesterday what is Ishvara. In the Vedanta Shastra, this is presented in a particular way. There is this Jagat, non-separate from its cause. This is the biggest the subject matter. This is the subject matter. Idam Jagat non-separate is non-separate from its cause. That means Idam Jagat is effect and it is not separate from its cause. By saying effect, it is created. But it is not the creation which is a red rag for scientists. God created the world from above sitting. He dropped them out of nothing, He created. All these planets are donuts. And He made the donuts and dropped them. Understand? And that too 3,000 years ago. We are seeing the light that comes from 12 billion light years away. You are seeing it. And these fellows are able to get away with this in this country. God created the world 3,000 years ago, that's what the Bible says. You know, when Jesus came to this world, the world was 1,000 years old. So that is the concept they have. Therefore, 3,000 years. This is the interpretation. And it is current. They will always be current. It amazes me. With all our Discovery Channel and other programs, these people survive in this country. And argue vehemently. Not this creation. When you say creation, it implies a certain putting together. If you accept any product which is produced to serve a certain purpose, was conceived first as a possibility and then brought to the planning table, and it was well elaborately in detail planned and then produced. Like a car. anything. It presupposes knowledge. That is what we call creation, nothing more. It presupposes knowledge. Then, if it presupposes knowledge, we are talking of all that is here is given, already given, with possibilities. Even my mind is given. A scientist who is able to figure out a lot of things, his mind is given. The topics are also given. And therefore there is nothing new is created, honestly. If everything presupposes knowledge, let us say a child is born. It is intelligently put together. There are cells and different cells, organs. It's a very complex creation. And it can grow. It's something like making a baby machine. For travel it is easy. You make a baby machine computer, it's only this much. You can put in your pocket and go to India, and then it grows into a big computer with all the software, Windows, etc. That will be very interesting. That's what this baby is. Because it has to be conceived, it has to be accommodated, and this has to grow. This baby has to grow over a period of time. It's a finished product. But it grows as a whole piece. Did the mother know anything about this? We say any creation presupposes knowledge. Rationalist. All right. The author, the mother, did she know anything about this body? Did she read anatomy? Even suppose she had read, how to put this all together? In fact, nothing much is known. Even now, nothing much is known. Still the body is studied. The study material is available, the body is available, and the faculty to study is available. Everything is given. Presupposes knowledge. Whose knowledge? Not father has got the knowledge, he doesn't have the knowledge. Mother doesn't have the knowledge. Grandfather didn't have any knowledge. In fact, only great-grandfather has got knowledge. The great-grandfather is what we say from our own standpoint. That any intelligently put together product presupposes knowledge. That's our stand. This stand has to be upheld. How will you do that? Nobody has any knowledge. We are talking of all the possibilities, the whole scheme, the scheme of things, everything is given, including my faculty to know. And therefore, whether a human being is able to produce something or an animal is able to produce something, it's given already. That human being is given. The capacity to know, to do, it's all given. And therefore, there is nobody here to say, claim authorship for anything. And the entire scheme being put together scheme. One thing is enough. One product, like your eye is enough, your own body is enough. So the entire scheme of things, sarvam, implies all knowledge. Sarvam means all, known and unknown to me. All knowledge is presupposed. Here Vedanta comes and tells us, yes, sarvajñaha, sarvavit. In general, in detail, there is a cause all-knowing. That is the cause of this Jagat. That alone was there before. Now listen. Sadeva asit. That alone was there. Which is Satyam. Which is the reality. Sadeva asit. So asit, when you say idam sarvam, this entire Jagat was its cause before it came into being. It was, understand the word, it was non-separate from the cause. How it was? Now if it is in this form, it was not there in this form. That's all. Whatever that is here called Jagat was not there in this form, but it was there in an unmanifest form. It's very interesting. It's an unmanifest form. Like a tree was there in the seed, but not in the form of the tree as we recognize, but in an unmanifest form. This is how we assimilate it. In the seed, it is in an unmanifest form. And in time it is going to be there, manifest. Therefore, there is really no creation. So it is not a thing that didn't exist came into being. It's a very important thing to know. It's not a non-existent Jagat came into being. An existent Jagat alone came into being. Hey, it's already existent. How can it come? Like your head on your shoulders cannot come anymore. Already there. No, it can come. An existent thing in an unmanifest form can come to have anything that is manifest in that form. Like a tree in a seed. Undifferentiated form. Differentiated form. So the undifferentiated is called unmanifest. Differentiated is called manifest. See the difference. So the undifferentiated gets differentiated. This is called vyākaranam. This is vyakarana. Avyakaranam, vyakaranam, avyakritam, vyakritam. So avyakritam, vyakritam, words you must note. Avyakritam, undifferentiated, vyakritam, differentiated. Avyakritam, vyakritam. So, since there is a difference between undifferentiated and differentiated, we can use the word creation. Definitely not. It is a creation of the Satanar. You know who is the Satanar? The Satan. In this country, Satanar. In India, if you say Satanar, so Lord Yama is called Satanar. Lord Yama, Lord of Death is called Satanar. We don't want him to come. But this is Satanar, Georgia people. So that's called Satanar, Satan Baptist. That's different. So the undifferentiated, differentiated, like Big Bang people talk, the same manner they talk. They talk in a language entirely different. So we are talking more in general. They talk particular, we talk in general. Because we are dealing with realities. We are not dealing with details. We are dealing with realities. The undifferentiated is differentiated. So the differentiated form is called a creation, created form, put together form, the undifferentiated. Now, he says, the undifferentiated was the cause, was not separate from the cause. The undifferentiated was not separate from the cause. The differentiated is not going to be separate from the cause. The undifferentiated, which is not separate from the cause alone, is this differentiated Jagat. Therefore, Sat was, Sat is. Malum ho gaya abhi. Sat was, Sat is, Sat will be. Sat was, understand, Sat was, Sat is, then what is was is? You understand differentiated and undifferentiated, with reference to which Sat was, Sat is, Sat will be. Cause was, cause is, and cause will be. So between the cause and effect, there is non-separation. The effect is the cause. Cause should not be the effect. If cause is effect, there is no cause-effect. So the effect is the cause. Cause is not effect. Because it is cause. And therefore, so you have entirely a different vision. A vision that is not understood by our usual understanding of causes and effects. So it doesn't conform to our understanding of cause-effect. Our understanding of cause-effect is always in this form. There is a maker cause, there is a material cause. The maker cause is different from the material cause, and therefore, when you say this was made by this person, then the person is different, and the what is made is different from the person, and the material of which it is made also is different. Because the effect is different from the maker, and naturally the material of the effect is different from the maker. Why? Because the effect can never be separate from the material. The effect cannot be separate from the material. Like the pot. The pot is the effect. Pot maker is the maker. And the effect is never separate from the material. What is that? Clay. Therefore, so if the effect pot is away from the pot maker, it is very clear. Pot maker made out of clay, which is separate from himself, a pot. When you buy the pot, you buy the clay. Correct? When you buy the pot, you buy the clay. And you don't pay for the clay. Because clay is easily available, you don't pay for the clay. But you buy a golden chain, you pay for what? Gold plus making charges, okay? Plus making charges. Plus is bal bache, And therefore, plus his profit, whatever, therefore, gold price, then is making charges, plus his profit. Correct? Same thing. Why? Because the chain is not separate from gold. Therefore, you have to pay for the gold. You can't say, I want only chain, I don't want gold. You can't have it. So you give me only chain. Charge me for the chain. It's something, somebody goes to an Indian restaurant and he says, you please just charge me for chutney. And so at least he can give you chutney. Okay? I will pay for chutney. I don't want idli. You give me chutney. How will he charge? He doesn't have a separate. This was a problem for Indians when they were traveling originally. Some of the Indians here, so they would go to the restaurant, vegetarians, so they will see, and there were no vegetarian items, and then they would see, they will say it comes with this vegetable and all that. And then the central dish is there. Central dish is a crab. And then before, and that is the crab. And so the crab comes along with certain surroundings, And there are there it is written, this boiled some beans and all that. And then this Indian goes, so can you give me these boiled beans? He doesn't know how to bill you. He doesn't know how to bill. So because you have to buy the crab, then only he can bill. So it is the whole thing is meant for crab. And baki is crab. So this is only crab is the price you have to pay. At least, some sympathetic fellow will say, I will fix up for you. Don't worry. I will arrange for you. You will say. But this sympathetic shopkeeper, can he give you? All right, I will give you chain. Okay? So without gold I will give you chain. What will he give? What will he give? In fact, do you know what? In fact, the reality is a series of, don't be surprised, a series of names. That is the reality. A series of names. Be ready. I am sorry. A series of names. You are ready? We are taking off. Are you ready? You are wearing a shirt. Correct? You are wearing a shirt. Yes. Okay. Now, this shirt, where is it? Which is the shirt? Let us look for this shirt. The whole thing is fabric, correct? The whole thing is fabric. Where is the shirt? You tell me. Where is the shirt? It is not sitting on the fabric. It is not inside the fabric, it is not on the fabric, it is not off the fabric, correct? It is not off beside the fabric. So it is not off the fabric, it is not on the fabric, it is not in the fabric, it is. Then there is a shirt. I can't say it is fabric. If it is fabric, then you have synonyms, shirt and fabric. Then wherever there is fabric, there should be shirt. That's not true. So, Yandachaya, what shall we do? Huh? So shirt, Swamiji, shirt. The meaning of shirt, okay? The meaning of the word shirt, yeah, that is what I am talking about. The meaning of the word shirt. It's not that you are wearing a name shirt. You know, you are wearing the meaning of the word shirt. Correct? You are wearing the meaning of the word shirt. Yes, yes. I am wearing the meaning of the word shirt. Meaning means object. Okay. You are wearing the shirt, which is the meaning of the word shirt. Yes. Where is the meaning? Where is the meaning? There is only fabric. Swamiji, when you hear the word shirt, even though I get the meaning, I can't see the meaning of the word shirt without seeing the meaning of the word fabric also. I have to see two meanings. Correct? You have to see meanings of two words. You are seeing the meaning of the word shirt as an attribute of the meaning of the word fabric. Huh? Correct? Correct? You get it? Yeah, you are wearing a shirt. This is what is happening. Okay? You are wearing a shirt. What is that shirt? The shirt is a word whose meaning is an attribute of the meaning of the word fabric. Correct? Because every time I see the shirt, I see the fabric. I can't think of the shirt without thinking of fabric. Therefore, the meaning of the word shirt is an attribute of fabric. Once you say it's an attribute, can I see the shirtness in fabric? Wherever there is fabric, can I see shirtness? No, 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 no. Then what is the shirt? The shirtness is an attribute of a non-shirt. Of a non-shirt. Shirtness is an attribute of a non-shirt. Oh, that seems to be very interesting. Eh? That is the only interesting thing in the world. There is nothing more interesting. Because there is nothing else. This is the only interesting thing. Let us look at it. The shirtness, the meaning of the word shirt is an attribute of a non-shirt. Be safe, okay? of a non-shirt, because it can be an attribute of jute also. It can be an attribute of paper also. Can be an attribute of some leather also. Because some people wear skin shirt, okay? So leather shirt. So they have some kind of a leather. And therefore, so let us not say so anything loose. Let us say it is the attribute of a non-shirt. How can shirt be an attribute of a non-shirt? Yemanti matladtaru. So how can a shirt be an attribute of a non-shirt? That's how it is. That's how it is. Everything is like that. The shirt is an attribute of a non-shirt. So there is no shirt as such. You can't dismiss it. Because when I say shirt, there is spuranam, artha spuranam. There is a meaning transpiring in my head. Along with that meaning comes the meaning of the word fabric also. Therefore, so I should take two things, or I should take one thing, and the shirt is one thing, and at the same time, there is the spuranam of fabric. Spuranam means the meaning, the transpiring of meaning. That's called spuranam. So there is this spuranam, artha spuranam of the fabric also. The shirt and fabric together one object. So that means one should be an attribute. The other should be the substantive. The substantive is non-shirt, which is fabric. And this is an attribute. What kind of attribute? A superimposed attribute. We call it mithya. Kalpita. Understand the word kalpita. Yesterday evening I said, Kalpita sakala bhuvanadharam. This is the kalpita. So non-shirt is the truth of the shirt. A non-shirt is the truth of the shirt, without which there is no shirt. So it has no shirt guna. It is nirguna. Understand? Fabric has no shirt guna. But fabric has got fabric guna. It's not nirguna, it is saguna. No. Fabric also is a word whose meaning is an attribute of a non-fabric called yarn. Oh, yarn. Now, yarn. Yarn, and therefore, so yarn is a non-fabric. The shirt is an attribute of non-shirt. which is called fabric. And the fabric is an attribute of non-fabric, which is called yarn. The yarn is an attribute of non-yarn, fibers. The fibers are attributes of non-fibers. Molecules. Molecules are attributes of non-molecules. Atoms. Atoms are attributes of non-atoms. Particles. And particles, when you come to particles, you don't see anymore. You have already gone into the head now. Previously I was seeing with my eyes. So far, eyes, even at atom level gone, eyes gone. Poor eyes are gone. So eyes are useless. Then it's only concepts. All of them are concepts, cognitions. Concepts you say are so let us say cognitions. Electron cognition. Non-separate from electron. It is electron is an attribute of what? Non-electron, definitely. Electron consciousness. Up to that I can go. Consciousness, the observer of electron also, the observer consciousness, the observer also is as an attribute of a non-observer. That is what we say is nirguna. Now you understand what is nirguna. This is called nirguna. It doesn't have any guna. Therefore, Jagat, let us say, Jagat is an attribute of what? Non-Jagat. Kalpita sakala bhuvanadharam. The entire Jagat, space, time, everything, subject-object, both of them are attributes of the non-Jagat. Jagan Mithya. Starts with shirt, okay? Shirt Mithya. If you take all the 5 elements in our model, it will account for mind, senses, prana, deha, everything. Jagat, over. They are attributes of non-elements, non-Jagat. Which alone is the being. The beingness of the Jagat, like the beingness of the shirt, is the beingness of non-shirt, and that is fabric here. Similarly, the beingness of the Jagat is the beingness of non-Jagat, called Sat Brahman. And these are all a series of words are there, correct? Words means knowledge are there. You can now say, in the beginning there was word. Word means Jagat. One word, Jagat. In the beginning there was Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was not separate from God. Word was God. Correct? Knowledge I am talking about. Word. Because all that I want to say is, word means shirt is knowledge. Just knowledge. Nothing but knowledge. That's all. There is no other thing there. Only a word. There is no substance. Fabric also is a word. There is no substance. Yarn also is a word. There is no substance. Only some form is there. That is the meaning. That meaning, the form, fabric, you can't dismiss it as non-existent. You can't accept it as existent. That's called kalpita. Sad asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. A series of words are there. And if you take your body also, a series of words. And when you say, I love you, that loved person also is a series of words. So one series of words fall in love with another series of words and become serious. I don't say bunch of words. I say series of words. Then only become serious, A series of words. But then, in every word, the presence is the vastu. There is knowledge. The word means knowledge. Knowledge means presence of consciousness. So there is consciousness all the way. All knowledge, one consciousness. All knowledge, all knowledge, same consciousness, all knowledge of the entire Jagat, known and unknown to me, is what is. All knowledge is one consciousness of all knowledge. Is what is called, is what is, and that is called Ishvara. Kāraṇaṃ Brahma. Being consciousness, it's not separate from you. It is all knowledge. So we have to understand here. So what is this? What is it that makes this consciousness all knowledge? Then what is this consciousness, etc.? Is the further unfoldment. From this we'll pick up and then come to the verses. And the verses says the same thing. in different forms it's going to say. We'll see that later. Om Purnamadaঃ Purnamidam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti